Good morning, friend. This is Jeff Arcos. Welcome again to the daily webinar. Today, Tuesday, 10th of September 2019. Remind you this webinar is not meant to be a financial advice. This is only an education presentation. Please consider them and conditions before you continue saying when you receive in this recording as well. Thank God for another day into my life, and I pray His blessings today. In Jesus' name, Amen. Okay, let's start our date and see maybe we have some opportunities around. The Where is, how can I move you? No, try to move a little bit. Yeah, yeah, just to see a bit what happened with it. Yeah, that's fine. So we're going to here. We can see this is New Zealand, Australia, pound, and euro. So the euro has today that day up, and everything is up, up, up. This one even that is up too. The dollar has a day down, and the Swiss is down, and Canadian is sideways, and the yen is down. So we'll see what happened today. All right, on the news side, we got new loans by the Chinese, and I don't know what it means, 10 to 15, but nothing more in the news side, and nothing after midnight. So what happened yesterday? Tomorrow, it's no news at all. Oh, high impact news. All right. So what I want to do today is coming through something very important because we were looking, turning points, all kind of turning points. And there is one turning point. I don't know if you, Helen, remember about fractals turning point. You remember that? Fractals turning point. So we looked yesterday at the power, and actually we can use that in advance about trading. And do you remember, Helen, that the fractals turning point? Yes, no, no, yes. We did long time ago, I think a few years ago, about how the fractals. Fractals is a very interesting sort of kind of um, now if you look the video that I sent you long time ago about William something it was, I don't remember his other. He has something particular about the fractal, and I remember when I heard the after many times I heard he looks for the signal fractal. You remember that in the video? David, have you seen the video? No? If you know, let me know because I send you the video. William, his name. I forgot his name. But anyways, it's a lot of talk, so you have to forward, somewhere there. But what he's looking, actually, he's looking in here. He was trading in that time only in the daily, and what he was looking is for the signal fractal, and the signal fractal is the fractal that it, comes in, and then he put trace from there. So that's Bill Williams. That's right. Yeah, you have seen that. I'll always keep looking that video because this is what looking he was looking. That the market coming is down, down, and suddenly this fractal for him it was his entries on a daily time frame. He said, he trade commodities over there, so therefore he trades that, and whatever is happening, he takes just money management, I guess. But that was that. So and that was there. But I took his idea and actually go instead of the daily because I feel myself that I'm missing a lot of trades. I want to come to this 4 hours. Now we're looking here fractals and fractals and fractals and fractals and fractals and fractals, and suddenly from here I can see that the fractals, maybe not those one, but this one definitely is something good, isn't it? So this one maybe is pretty equally over there. So here is when I want to decide to put the robot and say I wanna try long from there. Of course, the market happened nothing, but here we have a new signal fractal, as Bill Williams calls. And from here, I want to say, okay, I want to put my trace over there. And what happened next? Nothing. The market just continue going there. Then we have this new, the fractals over there, and this is a new fractal, so a new signal. And in this case, it would be trigger, the stop loss comes over here and maybe get out over there. So it would be a small loss in there. Never mind, if we have another signal fractal over there. All right, and this is looking in the 4 hours time frame over here. I tell you, the smell of the dust is so strong. The cars wake up in the morning full of dust. The desk is terrible. Never see before in case this dust storm. So here it is, and nothing happens. So the market comes down, 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 and here we got another fractal over here. And that's another signal fractal, and then comes there, and then out of that trade. Now, as you see coming over here, this is possible. This would be the obvious fractals over here. So this become my new signal fractal. In this case, connect the E8, and there it is. So we've been struggled for a little while, and bam, we got a hit. So we've been here, try, enter, exit, enter, here and small loss. So that's happened for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. But the 5th week paid the bills for all the ups and downs that we have over there. Now, let's look here. So the market is, there's a fractal over there. There's a fractal over here. So that fractal for me, I'd say, oh, that's where we have the first fractal. Now, let's put the E8 in what the E8, absolutely nothing. The next day, we have fractals on the way up. If I look that fractal over here, I say, yeah, that fractal is, I like the idea of what actually Bill Williams do, but I don't like the idea in the daily. And this is how we're going to combine, especially with this strategy that we looked in yesterday, and even here. The moment, whatever the 3 strategies entries that we have, we can use this technique to actually secure good entries. So let's have a look that one. So here is a fractal, the market entry over there, the stop loss maybe somewhere over there, and then from that entry over there comes over here and bam, outside the trade. Here the market, the fractal, 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 fractal up, market entry, and then even from there, we would be into that trade over there right from there. So that's the idea of the fractal. The first fractal that is going up, the first fractal that is going down. Now, the key in here is always going to be to try to find the opposite fractal from that. Now, that fractal has to be quite obvious, quite a good break. There is not just a simple break. Now, the easy way for me to identify it is to follow the fractals. This is previous. A fractal is like a rejection point. A high fractal is a resistance, a low fractal is a support. So by looking the fractals every time and put in a horizontal line, and put in a horizontal line, and put in a horizontal line, suddenly identify that this fractal over here, I start getting fractals on the way up. And if I look in now on my my time frames, I can say, look in the monthly, we are very close. We're bouncing from a level of support, a rejection point of support, and here we can prepare ourselves sometimes somewhere over there that something is going to happen for that break. And we got quite nice 140. Let's see, we take 70 pips of that. And here it is anyway. This one would have been taken over there. So the market is going up. Now I'm looking the lowest fractal. I'm looking the lowest fractal from there. And here we got one fractal down, but this fractal is not that obvious as I wish it could be. Never mind, after the finish of the five bars, which is 20 hours at the end of the day, nothing happened through that day. Then we have, and if I look over here, yeah, possible, the weekly is telling us, the daily is telling us, but the good thing is that after the fractal is finished, this is fractal up, 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 this is fractal down, and nothing would be triggered over there. So suddenly from that point on, the market, we have a fractal up, and this is exactly when the fractal finish. There, 2 bars to the left, 2 bars to the 2 bars to the right, 2 bars to the left, and it's a fractal up over there. Now, when we're looking, is that a good, sort of kind of buy over there? Because that would be the fractal over here there. So that fractal is down, 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 one fractal up. And we can see clear that from here, the daily does not support much. The weekly is trading against the weekly. The monthly, we don't have really much, but never mind, the EA will not be triggered that fractal if we just follow that technique alone. All right, and then we come in to follow the fractals over here. The market is on the way up, so I'm looking at, for the fractal that is going to decide this trade. And there we have a one. So by this time, I look the weekly and I say, yep, this is definitely a momentum running from here. I can decide to put the market entry over there, and it went a very nice 594 pips. So as the market coming down, we're looking for the exit, and suddenly we got a new fractal up over there. How beautiful is that? Now you remember, Helen, that many years ago we did the first fractal up. So you just follow what the video say of Bill Williams, but Bill Williams are using the daily, so I'm using on the 4 hours, looking everything. Now, if we got the index meter telling us today, this is we going up or we going down, can we filter here and say, yep, this is a quite nice, good trade from there? All right. Now, sometime is going to happen that, we got this is the market go there. We got this moment over here. Now, we don't have a fractal, but what we will have here is a rejection point. And, rejection point is formed by 3 bars, which will be 12 hours, but it's not a fractal. Can we take the trade based on that? We look in the weekly. Yeah, last week was very, very not very good, but this week is quite good. So if we take that trade over there, is 90 pips. Let's say we got only 50 of it. I 50% of those moves always is gonna be welcome for that. So here it's coming down. Here we got a fractal up in place. And that fractal looks good. The weekly, yes, the support. The monthly, definitely here is a go. And we put it over there, 30 pips stop loss. The market comes and get us out of that trade over here. Now here is a bit of the last fractal here. It was somewhere over there. We did not have really a fractal. The market is bouncing up, is bouncing down, is bouncing. Now we got a fractal in the way down over here. And here we can make decisions that to trade short. And yeah, the weekly is telling us that maybe we can say that what support has become resistant. So everything there, but this is the day that we activate the EA from here. And the market just went the other way around. Now what happened maybe a few days later that we have a completely opposite direction from there. We got now fractals up. And those fractals up is a signal, or what I call a turning point, that the market is about to move in another direction. And yeah, and then from there, if we put the EA for them to work, that's the result would it come. So 1, 2, 3 weeks, comes, and every time the fractal retrace or retrace like this one is good opportunities to continue looking that. Now, if here we say, oh, it's gonna come down, this is it will trailing that all the way up to here. Just by looking at a very simple technique of fractal breakout. And we're looking over there, we're looking over here. Here we got a fractal down. That was, the end of the, wow, how many, couple months there, that was there. So we can say, yeah, look, that one, look how much looking the fractals, a good fractal down. You see these fractals breaks, but they are not really, they are not really a breaks. But this one is definitely is a break fractal down. So here we can make a decision and say, no, this thing is coming down. And we can put the E8 and the E8 will not trigger the whole week. It will not trigger that trade. Suddenly we got a new fractal up. And look that one there over here. So here, maybe here we're going to be stop out, but here is a new entry, and that it is another nice move, 170. If we follow exactly the same, we would harvest 90 pips into that trade. Fractals up. You see, these fractals are not really fractals breakout because the tail is still, over there. What I'm looking something significant like this one. This is for me a fractal, you know that's definitely is telling me that break is happening over there. Look in the weekly, look in the monthly, the daily. We don't. Oh, maybe here, as you see there. So we move it there, so I can see right over there. We got a monthly resistance, the weekly maybe breakout trend line, but there it is. My entry would be 60 pips in the stop loss, and that it is a nice, that if here I'm looking to get out of that trade, the E8 would have, sometime in the trailing stop, I would like to have maybe a close of the candle instead of just the peak, because for these trades I would like to be out of that when the candle close outside the lines and we have the facility into our trade to do that, isn't it? So this is how I like to see this fractal tail. Now, do you remember, Helen, that we have an indicator for the fractals? No? So the main thing is that in every all of these, where I was now, here I think it was. Do you still have it? No? So we have an indicator for the fractals there. That is actually, from these levels over here, if we look, that's as the break over there, and we look in the bottom of these situations, we're looking in the monthly, and they say, oh, look at that. That is a level, that's a shopping level. We look in the weekly, and we look in the daily, and that's when we can say, yep, let's jump. Small run, no problem. First fractal up, and back again into business. And from there, a few more weeks of that. All right, so let's look that way. That's what we got in the 4 hours. When we have those fractals into place, it can tell us, a lot. Now, coming back to what I said, we do have an indicator that is actually helping us with those fractals over here. And I think I have to download it there. Fractals directions, and there we are. So what this indicator it does is telling me that when a fractal is being, a fractal over here. So we're looking and this one, and we say that's the color change over there. So what does mean in a very clear English is that the fractal, the candle, not necessarily a new fractal, it's just that the price has break outside the fractal over here. Sorry. Hey, I have the trader doing the air condition the house, and I have my dog doing a lot of noise. Hey, quiet. It's just a small puppy, but he think he's a German Shepherd that he can bite everyone. And this is the beauty of it there. So if it somehow here we can see that, can this one help us to identify, the turning points that we're looking for? So as you see, sometimes it could be a bit hectic. If this is a fractal up, that indicate, but look what the here is telling. Nothing. Hmm? How cool is that? So if here we got another one over there and we say, yep, this is a breakout from there, I would trust more, not the previous one, but this one over there because it's more clear. The same thing, nothing it would happen through that. So and I guess every time the market pulls like that, and nothing happened through those scenarios, this is just a pull back into trading, and again and again and again and again. So every time the market, pointing us into that direction over here. So, and that's the benefits of, but look, I can see without that. I just don't like it there. But, the indicator can really helping us to, to put in from here to there. And the 1 hour will give us a lot of noise through it. So there's no really indication of that. but one of the benefits of having these, in whatever time frames we want to be using, is that these fractals direction. No, this is not the one I want in here. I want in that, and I want in this. So in all of these one, I need to get there. So if we're looking over there and we said, okay, here we got down because the fractal over here is being violated, does it work on the daily? Okay, yeah, well, it works in all time frames there, but I don't know. Is the daily? That is the daily, right? So it looks it looks the same thing as this guy Bill Williams looks, but I find myself that the 4 hours it give me, what I need. Sometimes you could, but it looks exactly what Bill, this is actually what Bill Williams was doing. Exactly what you see here. He was trading up the bar that it breaks the fractal or the first fractal up, and that was a long, that was a short, that's, here. So here we got a small breakout over there, but look how strong it was. Here we got a new one, then a new one, and then if you took, if you look at over there and you take it, as you go from there, it's quite interesting what the outcome would be on these turning points, and look, for example, here, look over there and look back again, so anyway, so there's there we were in the 4 hours over here, and where you were now. So we were looking somewhere over here. So suddenly the market breaks the fractal over there and it says, oh, look at that. Now, yeah, I can send you a copy of this one, David. That's look. If I show at once everything that I have, David, cheat, people will be overwhelming that. But I'm looking for something, that always help us in our decisions. So that's what I always my mind it is. But if we look in here in this daily over there, and we say that there's a fractal down, and I want to see over there, then I suddenly find it. Wow, that's a nice level of support anyway, So what are the keys looking when the market is going down and looking for the reversal fractal? And there it is. So from here I can see from that moment over there, so put in the line over there and I can see, yep, that possible could be a support, and look, a very quite nice run from those levels. The market here is deciding, between up and down. So that's what I believe that Donchain with the fractals actually works quite well, because otherwise, I would have, tried to take the long over there and do nothing. But when I see sample there and here, and then I can see from there why that candle has break the fractal. And actually, this fractals has you can put it a signal, so you can put in the 4 hours time frame, open a platform, put it all these, and make a signal to come to your phone or to your email. So when that happen, you are be warning over there, and there it is. So the market is coming down. So for example, look those fractals here. This would be confused, but there we are quite nice that it is telling us. Here it says down, but what happened over there? Nothing. Here it says up right over here. I would say maybe that was my first fractal up, because this is where it go. So here I have the confidence where I want to put it, the pullback or the break. And when I'm looking now on here, I could say, oh yeah, that's level of resistance. Now it's support. There it is. Bingo, and we got on and that one there. Here the market is as we see, the lines is up and down, up and down, up and down. So if here we have a fractal down, I want to be looking to go short, nothing, maybe a loss. But right over there, I have already a clear, even actually before that. Oh my goodness. I'm not kidding. The dust is very bad. Wow. We need rain desperate. They said it's a wind storm, very strong winds coming from the west, and it has blow all the first time in Cairns never have this. I feel sorry for people who got asthma with this one there. So anyway, so here is another one over there. So this is a very, very visual, way that if we have problem to interpret it over there, here it can tell us, what could happen from there, and yeah, and tell us the direction of that. So we can, yeah, put it the trade and walk away and say, that's a nice support level, isn't it? So the market is going up. We're looking for these fractals down over here. And if I put it over there, I can see, yeah, that's a double top over here. Beautiful to trade, and we can trade over there. We're looking those fractals there. The market, hey, quiet. Fractals over there. And if it's Maxi, hey, yeah, stay quiet. Why you have to be that noisy? I say quiet. Sorry for that. Let me see the trade. I think he's calling at the moment. Okay, I'll be back.